Hey guys, my name is Amanda Baker, and I teach at Paintsville High School. So I know you guys are in Johnson County too, huh? Yeah. Okay, so in my classroom, I teach math. How many of you guys, I feel like I'm mostly talking to the kids, so that's who I'm going to talk to. How many of you guys like to write on whiteboards? How many of you guys would think it was cool if all the work that you did in your math classroom, you were always writing on a table, which was a whiteboard? Would you like it? Okay, well, good. So, see, it's kind of popular. So that's what I did in my math classroom. I wrote a grant. It's called Paperless Classroom, but that's really just a catchy name. I'm not trying to recycle or save the earth, which would be much more noble than what I did. I just wanted some new tables and chairs for my classroom. But these have whiteboard tops so that kids can write on them. And how many of you guys like to work together in groups? Okay, so here's the big question. How many of you all think that you can learn math easier when you work with somebody in a group? Honestly? Yeah, it's true. So I'm going to fast forward to the fun part of this, okay? So all this cool research and stuff says that when kids collaborate, that means work together, that they will learn, and it'll stick with them because you end up teaching your friends, and your friends teach you, and it stays with you a whole lot longer. And so that's what I did in my math classroom. You guys have these kind of desks at your school now? Yeah, these were, you see why I wanted new ones? These were terrible. So my kids were trying to sit there, and you guys ever work with manipulatives, like little cutouts or counters in your classroom? How many of y'all worked with counters in your classroom? What kind of stuff do y'all work with? Can you tell me something you work with?
Like the hundreds blocks and the counting blocks.
Anything else? Can you think of anything? So like some of those hundreds blocks, you thought of something back there, I can tell. What'd you think of? What'd you work with in your math classroom? Fraction pieces, yeah. Well, so like when you get in high school, like 7th, 8th, and even 9th grade, you're still going to whip out those fraction pieces. And this is, I'm going to try to show you a picture. So here's some of my kids working with their paper in the classroom. There's not enough work. Do you see this? So it's kind of like some fraction pieces, but they're algebraic equations. And so they're trying to put those equations together. And just like fractions, they're pieces that have to go together. Well, you know what happened to those pieces? They went in between the desks. It was a real bummer. So, oh, can you see? Look at them. They just look so miserable, don't they? So what I did was I got some tabletops like this. And I put some things on there. I ordered with my money. I got a Cricut, and you can print out cool things like to make your T-shirts, and I can print out coordinate planes and put on the... How many of y'all have ever used a coordinate plane? Yeah. How many of y'all can... I bet this is a really smart group. I can tell. How many of you guys know how to graph things on a coordinate plane? Yes. Keep up the good work, because you're going to keep doing that in algebra. All right, now I like to use programs. Have y'all ever used any programs before like this? These are so fun. So I don't know if you use iExcel, but not my favorite. This one was my favorite. I love for my students to use this one. It's called Manga High. All right, so I made some things for my classroom. Adding and subtracting integers, which is super important that you learn. Some other equations that you'll have to know when you get in algebra. Fun stuff that I found, the most important part, people who have a hard time learning math, the people that don't always get the really good scores on those benchmark tests and K-Prep tests, well, they showed the most improvement because they were able to work in groups. Just like you all said, you learn better when you work with somebody. Well, those people that don't always have the high scores and don't always make A's, they learn the most. So that's what I found.